Right then, it's time for our sight singing, so I hope you have your book ready. We're on exercise 17 on page 12. And we're still working with do, mi, so, and top do. We're in the key of C this time, so we don't have to worry about any sharps or flats. So the first note is do, okay? Do, all right? And that's where we're starting. Things to look out for though as we go over the page on this one is that we have a time signature change in the third bar on the second page. So up until that point we're counting in 2 beats in a bar, okay, 2 crotchet beats in a bar, and then we change to 3 for 1 bar, then we go back to 2 beats in a bar, back to 3, back to 2, back to 3, okay? So don't stress too much about it as long as you've got a really strong sense of beat. That will help us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the metronome on while we do this throughout so that it'll help us maintain that sense of pulse, because otherwise there might be a little bit of panic when we get to those time signature changes. But there's no need. Just sing the notes on the beat as you would. Okay, so we're going to start with the first line all together, and I'll give you your metronome beat and I'll give you your do. Here's your metronome beat. Okay, those are crotchets. 1, 2, 1, 2. There's your do. Ready, and do, do. Okay, how did you get on? It kind of lulls you into a false sense of security because you've got this repeated rhythm going on, and then the rhythm changes just around the same time as the key signature change. So let's try that one more time. I'll slow it down a bit, okay? These are your crotchets. 1, 2, 1, 2. There's your do, and do, 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 mi, mi. Me, 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 so, 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 do, 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 so, so, do, so, me, 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 so, me, do, 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 do. Okay, right, let's have a look at the second part. So this is on your own first. There's your do. Ready, 1, 2. Do. How did you do? Right, let's try it together. There's your do. 1, 2. Do. 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 Mi. Do. Mi. Do. Mi. So. Mi. 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 Do. 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 So. 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 Mi. Mi. Mi, do, 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 do. Okay, right, let's do it all the way through as we've done before. So this time you're going to sing, everyone's going to sing part 1. I'll sing part 2 as the harmony, and then we'll switch over as we've done in the past. Okay, so there's your do. Wait for the metronome. 1, 2. Do, 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 do. Do, mi, do, mi, do, mi, so, mi, 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 do, 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 so, 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 mi, 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 do, 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 do. Get ready to swap over. Part 2 now. 1, 2. Do, 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 mi, mi, me, 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 so, 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 do, 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 me, so, do, so, me, 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 so, me, do, 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 do. Right, there you go. Okay, so that was quite tricky, wasn't it? I think there was a lot to think about there, but it's good to keep you on your toes. Don't want you getting lazy. We need to keep you up and at it. And I think you might have noticed that I got myself a little bit tired in a knot there as well. So, you know, it happens to all of us. Right, let's have a quick look at the rest of that page. So they're talking about a sequence underneath this exercise. And basically what a sequence is in music is when it follows the same pattern but starting on a different note. So for example, in the first example, you've got E, F, G, and then you've got, it starts on the F, F, G, A, and then it starts on the G, G, A, B. So you can see it looks very nice and neat, you know, just kind of stepping up, stepping up, stepping up. Okay, and then the same thing can happen in reverse, obviously, if you're stepping down. So, and in this case, it's starting with the high D, and it's basically doing so, mi, do, right? So it's going from the D, so, mi, do, and then starting on the C. So if that now becomes so, mi, do, and then on the B, so, mi, do. However, that one would be a minor sound, so it would be slightly different to mi, but we're not going to get to that point yet. But you can see the pattern. That's the idea. And very often when you see things like this in music, because you know how the first part of the pattern goes, it's easy to replicate it, because you know it's even though it's starting on a different note, it's going to sound pretty much the same every time you move on in the sequence. Okay. An accent, which we saw on the last note in the previous exercise, which we know as well, is when we just give a little bit more force to a note. So it's a quick, sharp push from the diaphragm. So, for example, that last do, you'd go do, ba, just kind of give it a bit of a shove. And the thing about an accent, if you look at it carefully, it looks a bit like a small decrescendo, and it kind of has that effect. So it's kind of loud, soft, boom, like that. Okay, like as if you were trying to make a point. You know, you'd say certain words with an emphasis, and you think about that when you're using an accent when you're singing or performing with another instrument. And then of course we've got repeat signs, which we know quite well. I'm forever talking to you about first time bars and second time bars, so we know what repeat signs look like. Okay, but basically if you see those, the music between those two signs gets repeated. If you don't have the first of those signs, it just means you go back to the beginning of the piece and repeat all of it. Okay. Let's do the next one. Okay, we're just to finish off this section. So we're going into exercise 18 on the next page, and we have a new do because we're now in the key of D major. Okay, so we're jumping in the first part a lot really between low do and high do. And we don't have the mess of having to think about time signature changes or anything like that in this piece. We're just looking at the notes really, counting. We've got just minims and crotchets in the first part. There's a few quavers in the second part, but we have to look at, we've got a repeat sign. So the last two bars are repeated in the second. In both parts. Okay, both parts repeat the second. So let's have a go. I'll give you your do. So there's your do now. Do, mi, so, do. Okay, give it your best shot, tenors. You can do it, I'm sure. So we're going to start sight singing. I'll give you your metronome mark. There's your do. Off you go. Do. repeat this. Okay, let's go through it together. So we've got these nice octave jumps. You know exactly what to do. I don't have to tell you, you know how to do this. Right, ready? There's your do, 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 so, do, do, mi, do, do, mi, do, mi, do. Repeat that. Do, mi, do, mi, do. Good. How did you find getting from high do to so? That requires a little bit of thought, okay? Right, part 2, let's jump into it. Are you ready, everybody? Okay. There's your do, and go. Do. Repeat. Okay, good. Let's do this one together. There's your do. Off you go. Do, 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 do. Mi, 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 mi. Do, mi, mi, so, mi. Mi, mi. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Repeat. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's do the whole thing through and then we'll call it quits for this section for today. Okay, so you're going to sing part 1 while I sing part 2 and then we'll swap over. Let's make sure we're still on the right do. Do. Ready and do, 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 do. Mi, 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 mi. Do, mi, mi, so, mi. Mi, mi. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Repeat. Do, 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 do. Swap around. 1, 2, 3, part 2. Do, 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 do. So, do, so, do, do. Mi, do, do, mi, do, mi, do. Repeat. Do, mi, do, mi, do. Well done. You can have a rest now before you get on to the singing.